I'm from the great Wallowa County, born and raised here. I had a normal childhood, a wonderful childhood in the county. But as a teenager in Wallowa County, we don't have a lot to do up here. So I started drinking at an early age. I was actually 12. I've gotten a lot of Vicodin and a lot of Percocet, and that's really where my addiction really took off. Now I try to go back in my mind a lot to say, oh gosh, what happened? And when I moved out of Enterprise, I got crazy. My feet had to get wet. It was like a small town girl going into the city. This couple that I had met and was working with introduced me to another couple who introduced me to methamphetamine. And I remember the day I did it, and something tickled my spirit right then, like my gut turned, and I did it anyway. My first daughter was taken, and so I spun further out of control with my addiction, and I was homeless for almost 10 years. After being homeless for almost 10 years, I got pregnant, and Genesee was born. She was approximately 2 months old when I started using again. In February of 2014, LeGrand Police Department served me a warrant. The moment I had to hand my daughter over to Chris Rasmussen, the officer, was a moment I didn't ever want to feel again. And that is the day that I knew I couldn't live any longer like that. I called my parents and I said, I will do whatever it takes. I need to come home. Obviously, I knew I needed health care, a doctor, and I knew I needed drug and alcohol treatment. I knew Liz Powers, and I really liked her. I saw her, I was very open with her, I told her the situation.
So often when people come to our clinic with a substance use disorder, there's so much going on in the background. What they need right then is a safe space and someone who will trust them and listen to them and be willing to help them in the next stage of their journey. And usually that has two pieces to it. The first piece is, what do you need right now today? And then who do you need on your team so that you can succeed long term? When I first met Kim, she had some but not a lot of hope for herself. And so we connected her from the beginning with a whole group of people, including a clinical pharmacist, a health coach, a mental health counselor, and the drug and alcohol program that's been sort of the staple of her sobriety and her recovery.
So with Kimberly in particular, I saw in her this person who had for many years told herself that she wasn't worth it, that she didn't have what it took to get her to where she wanted to go. And what I was hoping for her to realize one day is that she did. And it was just a matter of finding that hope in her and finding that ability to dream again and to be able to see past the obstacles. She never gave up.
In the substance use program at Wallowa Valley Center for Wellness, we use a methodology called trans-theoretical model of change. And that's kind of a fancy way of saying we meet people where they're at. And so where Kim came in, she was ready to make changes in her life. And so she was asking for help. We're fortunate here and we have an integrated program. So we have really close communication with Winding Waters Clinic, and that's really helpful. Addiction is a health issue, and so it's really important that people address their health needs. And for her, she also had some mental health issues, some trauma issues that really needed to be addressed. So as a mental health program also, it's really easy to coordinate care with mental health and just keep coordination of care open. And that is probably the most effective way to treat someone. So you're treating the whole person, body, mind, spirit, soul. It's the whole thing.
I am now a peer mentor specialist at Wallowa Valley Center for Wellness, and I help other people who are still in their addiction realize how wonderful they still are.
I think when she came to me, she was at contemplative, and to see her go from contemplative and then through that journey and then to be in that action state is just a testament of her character and a testament of her perseverance and wanting a better life for herself and for her child. It says so much about who she is and what she brings to our community, not as just our agency, but our community in general. It's so exciting to see her when she's in practice and helping others, and I have people pull me aside and say she's made such a difference in their life.
The Hearts for Health is going to be a beautiful place to really bring addiction treatment and medical treatment together and really help these people that need help like I did. It's going to be amazing.